Is good, y'all? What is going on? I'm back, and we had a very eventful SmackDown. This was honestly one of the best SmackDowns in quite some time. Let's get right into it. LA Knight, Paul Heyman start off the show. LA Knight talking about how he was screwed out of Money in the Bank. And then he goes and screws Braun Breaker in the King of the Ring tournament. Then he gets screwed by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed out of the King of the Ring tournament. So then he goes and screws Bronson Reed out of the King of the Ring tournament. I think that this is a great way to build this rivalry between LA Knight and Seth Rollins. Having LA Knight kind of put a needle or a thorn into whatever Seth Rollins' plans is to take over, like the WWE with this new faction whatsoever. I think this is really great. But Paul Heyman comes out and says that if LA Knight does not stop, bad things will happen. Pretty much the basis of what Paul Heyman was saying. And then LA Knight gets attacked by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, holds his own, pulls out a chair, fending himself off. I think that this was a very good, start. LA Knight has ran into the likes of Paul Heyman, Seth Rollins, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. I think that this is a very good rivalry between LA Knight and Seth Rollins, especially, him getting screwed, screwing them, getting screwed, screwing them. I think this is just a very good way of building this. Then we had the semifinals of the Queen of the Ring tournament. We had Asuka versus Alexa Bliss. Now, unlike her former partner, Kairi Sane, from Damage Control, Asuka made it. She won the Fatal 4-Way on Monday Night Raw, and she won clean against Alexa Bliss. Now, I'm sure some people were probably thinking that Charlotte was going to come out and cost Alexa Bliss or something of that magnitude, but Asuka won clean. Now, there was a spot where it looks like Alexa was going to go for Twisted Bliss, but she kind of realized that, hey, Asuka's playing possum. So then she ends up going down there to try to do some more. Then we get a Twisted Bliss with a counter of the knees up that looked very brutal, by the way. That looked very, very brutal, the way she landed on her knees. But Asuka running hip attack, and she picks up the win. It's nice to see somebody that was at the top of their game return and still stay at the top of their game. I like this for Asuka. I really do. Asuka was also one of my favorites, coming out of NXT. Her winning the Women's World Championship on Raw and SmackDown and being Tag Team Champion, Money in the Bank. She's never been eliminated from a Royal Rumble because the only one she was in, she won. I feel like that is monumental for Asuka. I'm glad that they didn't just kill her character. I'm glad that they gave her pretty much same entrance, same theme song. They didn't Death Rebel her. I hope that they still keep her theme song and they never Death Rebel her, because her theme song is actually very good. Then we were going to have Aleister Black versus Kit Wilson. A little squash match for Aleister. Surprisingly, though, Ron Killings comes out and he attacks Kit Wilson. And he's on this spree of trying to get to John Cena. Now, John Cena has a couple of different targets. We did get a brief, LA Knight, John Cena thing. Cody Rhodes is coming back to get John Cena. And then R-Truth, a.k.a. Ron Killings, is going after John Cena. CM Punk is going after John Cena. I think this is nice that you have 3-4 different people going after, John Cena. Yes, I know LA Knight is not in this, this feud whatsoever that Cena has going on with multiple different people. But R-Truth ends up attacking Kit Wilson because he's fired up to try to get to Cena. Hey, I get it. Nothing too crazy, just R-Truth aka Ron Killings, going on a spree right now, and he's done with the funny business and he's all business right now. Then we had a great promo. We start out with Jey Uso and Cody, in the ring, having a promo. And Jay's pretty much saying, hey, Cody, we've won tag team titles together. We fought against each other. My family tried to take you out before. You beat my family. We both finished our stories at WrestleMania. You at WrestleMania 41, me at WrestleMania, you at WrestleMania 40, me at WrestleMania 41. And he's saying, hey, I understand that come Monday, it's going to be, for this King of the Ring tournament, and it's nothing personal. Then we get Sami Zayn coming out. And Sami Zayn is like, hey, you've won a world title. You've won the world title. I've never won one. I've never won this world title that I've been pursuing for countless years. I've been so close. I've won the Intercontinental Championship. I've won tag team titles multiple times. I was former NXT champion. I can definitely do this. And it seems like they're going the same route with Sami Zayn of like, he's so close, but he's not there yet. And I think they're going to try to pull like another Daniel Bryan, Kofi Kingston story of you can't do it, you can't do it, you can't do it. And then he finally pulls it off, whether it's because he wins the Royal Rumble. You never know. It is speculated that Sami Zayn might win the Royal Rumble. You never know. But then Randy Orton comes out there and he's like, hey, Sammy, one day you will become world champion, but I need to get number 15 first before you do that. So there's no way that you're going to do this. And then we have the semifinal of Sami Zayn and Cody Rhodes. Well, no, Sami Zayn and Randy Orton. My bad. In the King of the Ring tournament. Now, I thought Sami Zayn had this. The amount of times he reversed the RKO, I thought he had it. I thought he had it with that red, white, and blue Thunder Bomb. I thought he was going to win whatsoever. He did not. Randy Orton ended up catching him as he was running for a haluva kick. And he wins. So Randy is going on to the next round. Now, it is speculated that it might be Randy versus Cody, which I don't think that that's a bad idea. But I don't know who would win that. I don't know if they want to run Randy versus Cena back. I don't know if they're going to run Cody versus Cena back. I don't know which way this is going to go. But if that is the case, Randy's already a step of the way there. And I am speculating that Cody will beat Jay on Monday. And then we have Tiffany Stratton and Nia Jax one last time. Don't know if this is going to be the last time because Tiffany Stratton cashed in on Nia. Tiffany Stratton ended up tag teaming with Trish Stratus against Candice LeRae and Nia Jax. Nia Jax is just like her, family, Roman, without a tribe, without anybody by her side, because Candice LeRae is with DIY and Tiffany Stratton left her astray. Well, this is going to be a last woman standing match next Friday for the Women's Championship. Do I like this? No, because they're just giving Tiffany Stratton something to do to give the championship exposure. I don't think Nia Jax is going to win. If anything, I don't think Naomi's cashing in yet. She's had the briefcase for 2 weeks, and they've already sat there and faked in 2 cash-ins. Instead of faking in 2 cash-ins, why don't you just have her run around the ring with the briefcase? Why does she have to keep fake cashing in? Because instead of cashing in, just let the champions know, hey, you better watch your back. And as somebody that used to have this briefcase, you should know how dangerous this briefcase is. Because with that briefcase, it don't matter what match you just went through. It don't matter who you just faced. You could have got out of a 10-woman battle royal for this match, and you could have been getting jumped the whole entire match. You win, kudos to you. I'm cashing in now. So instead of these fake cash-ins, which Naomi didn't try to do, but Nia Jax was not having that, which I will say, if Nia Jax is not in a championship picture, what else does she do? That leaves me to question, because I know Nia Jax is not winning against Tiffany Stratton next Friday. So I'm just very concerned on what would be next for Nia. But then we get Charlotte versus Chelsea Green. Pretty decent match. Charlotte wins, no doubt. But then the Secret Service attacks Charlotte. And I ain't gonna lie, Piper Niven doing that running senton on Charlotte, that looked pretty messed up. Charlotte's ankle looked like it went the wrong direction, kind of, or it may have gotten sprained or something. But then Alexa Bliss saves Charlotte. I think we are looking at the next women's tag team champions, even though Liv is going to be out. I'm not sure if they're going to have some sort of tournament. I'm not sure if they're going to add like the likes of Fatal Influence without JC Jane in it to be in these tournaments. There's not really like many like women's tag teams going on, which like BFAB and Michin, they're not really a tag team. You know, I hope they don't do like Natalia and Maxine Dupree again, because that's not really a tag team. So it might just be a, you know, even Shayna Baszler, like her tag team partner is out with a gnarly knee injury. So like, don't really know like how this is gonna go with the women's tag team titles. But I do speculate that Charlotte and Alexa Bliss will be women's tag team champions, because I don't think that's an accomplishment either of them have. I know Alexa Bliss teamed up with Asuka before, but I need to look into if they really like won the titles, because I don't think they were titles at that time. And then the moment I was waiting for on SmackDown, Solo Sikoa, Jacob Fatu, heated promo. Solo pretty much wanted Jacob to say, "I'm sorry, Solo, and I love you, Solo." He wanted Jacob to pretty much say, "Hey, my bad for all this." Jacob said, "Nah, man, you've been using me. You don't love me. Because if you loved me, you wouldn't have used me to try to get the Ula Fala. You wouldn't have used me to, you know, try to get to championships. You don't love me. You like what I do for you." And Solo then tries to attack Jacob. Jacob attacks Solo. Then here comes Jeff Cobb, a.k.a. JC Mateo, which, crazy name, by the way. And Jacob gets jumped. And by all surprise, Jimmy Uso comes out. Now, I know Jimmy's had his issues with JC Mateo and Solo, but Jacob and Jimmy, was not expecting that. But we also got confirmation that it is Solo Sikoa versus Jacob Fatu at SummerSlam. Now, not SummerSlam, but Night of Champions, because that's next Saturday. Something that I want to personally just say is that WWE is throwing these matches together so quick. Like, way too quick. And, like, Punk and Cena have had, 3-4 weeks to build. I feel like that's reasonable. But Solo and Jacob was something that was brewing that you could have had happen like before Money in the Bank. Jacob could have got screwed by Solo. Solo got screwed by Jacob at Money in the Bank. They had this promo and then that. But Money in the Bank was literally about 2 weeks ago, and we're just now getting Jacob turning on Solo. That's not what I like. You know, I feel like this should have had a lot more heat to it, but it didn't. And And they need to do a better job of that. Then we got Bronson Reed versus LA Knight, and it ends in a catastrophe. Nobody wins besides LA Knight by DQ, so I don't really count that as like a clean win or a dirty win or anything like that. And they do the whole Braun Breaker spears him twice. And something that I have realized is that Bronson Reed, he has one of the most protected finishers in WWE. Let me just say that. The tsunami is one of those moves where you're not kicking out from it. Like, it's one of those where he'll use the, Death Valley Driver or something like that. I think that's what it's called. And they'll kick out of that. But the tsunami, either you move out of the way, or once you take it, it's over. It's a protected finisher. Braun Breaker spear, we've seen like a couple of people kick out, but it's not as protected as the tsunami. And he delivered 3 of them to LA Knight to prove a point. Like I said, when I started this video, this is a great rivalry. It is 3 against 1, but we also seen on Monday Night Raw, Penta came out, Sami Zayn came out. This is something that I'm interested in, like really am. Then we had John Cena versus Ron Killings. Now, it was not a good match, all like that. Let me just say from my perspective, everybody's entitled to their opinion. But John Cena tried to walk away with the title. Ron Killings comes after him, hits him with the title. Ron Killings wins by DQ. All right, Punk comes out, trying to attack Cena. Cena then hits an AA on Punk through the table. And then we get this pipe bomb. John Cena cussing. John Cena saying, hey, I like you a lot more better than I like most of the people in the back. And saying, this is the best locker room you've ever been a part of because you actually have somebody that likes you, and pretty much using some of Punk's most iconic lines from his pipe bomb to do his own form of pipe bomb. And he said, yeah, you're the best in the world, but I'm a GOAT. I'm the greatest of all time. You could be the best in the world no matter where you're at, but I am the greatest of all time. So you can be the best in the world. That's fine. But it doesn't compare to me. And I do like this. Like, at first I thought John Cena's promos were kind of repetitive, always attacking the crowd and things like that. But using Punk's pipe bomb in the same form of fashion, because Punk put Cena through a table. Cena put Punk through a table. Punk went on the ramp, crossed his legs, and started talking. Cena sat on the ropes and talked. He broke the fourth wall multiple times. He used Punk's promo against him, and that was gold. That was a great way to end off the show, and I think they need to do more of that. Taking some of the most iconic things that people did to John Cena and redoing it. Just John Cena being on the opposite end of it. So, I thought SmackDown was pretty good last night. I didn't really have a problem with a lot of it, like Asuka winning, the promo between Uso, Rhodes, Zayn, and Randy, Tiffany Stratton, and Nia Jax was like really my only issue. And also Naomi fake cash in. I think those were my only 2 actual issues with SmackDown. But overall, it was a good, decent show. And I would like to get y'all's comments down below. So let me know what y'all didn't like, and I'll see you on the next one. I am out. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys.